Hey guys, it's Cheyenne Storm with ColorGhear Toolkit, and this is the ColorGhear tutorial series. Let's get right to it. Let's get into getting to know ColorGhear. So when you install it, hopefully you went through the video showing you how to install the software. It will pop up over here in Effects and Presets. Open it up, and here it is, ColorGhear Toolkit. Let's skip the DSLR fix-it for now and just get into the gears. And you can see down here I've set up a piece of footage from Andrew Reed and an adjustment layer so we can audition some of these looks. And not all these will work on night footage. Some of them are designed more for day, but let's get into them. So that's bluer than blue. Gives you a nice, it's almost like that could be Underworld right there. I'm just going to Command Z to undo. Simply Cooler. Cools it off just a little bit. Okay, let's get into the warms. We got Simply Warmer, warms it up just a little bit. Much warmer, warms it up a lot. And Mega Warm, which is just super warm. Okay. Let's get into the specials. Actually, skip that and come back to it. This is one of my favorites. Two-strip colors can be used in a lot of different ways, so it makes everything it's just red and blue. But you can do some interesting things with this, playing around. And then Hulk, which is purple and green. We use that. I'll show you how to use that when we try to create our film stocks. The noir settings, got simple noir. It's just a light black and white, and then noir medium. Exactly what it says it does. A little bit more black and white, and then the Noir Ultra, which is almost like Sin City type dense. And then the tone monsters. You have two kinds. So if you don't have a licensed version of After Effects, or a trial version, student version, or something that doesn't, or any kind of version that doesn't have Color Finesse bundled with it. I don't know what kind of a version that would be, but it's possible. Then you're going to have two options here. The Color Finesse does a really good job of making these tone monsters pop, but I've built a three-way color corrector, and I was able to create them using the three-way as well. So there's two different versions. Since everybody will be able to use the three-ways, let's audition those. There's a three-way blue, and you can see what that does to the footage there. So three-way cyan. It's kind of greenish blue, green, nice. It's a little yellowy kind of green. And then this is one of my favorites, greener. For some of you, this might be the look you're looking for. I mean, this works with. If we were to, kind of tab through this footage, it works with everything in here. I mean, it just. Actually, let's zoom out so that we can fit. Let's go to 50%. Actually, just go to fit. You can see how it's affecting all of this footage in here. Let's actually audition. Let's turn it off and back on. And some of you just want a really quick and dirty. These tone monsters, quick and dirty sort of color correction. These tone monsters applied to footage can create some very interesting looks. This will work with almost every shot in this piece. This one, obviously, I would probably mask this off here and adjust the exposure on it. But we could do that. Ooh, this looks really nice. This is almost like something out of Alien Resurrection. These, I really like it. But yeah, so that's just Tone Monster, the three-way greener. And you can see everything going on over here. So let's select that. Select all, delete. And let's move on to the red. And ooh, look at that. It's like a trip to hell. Let's go steel blue. A little different. On some of this footage where you have so many different colors, you don't really get a sense for the steel blue, but play with these. Obviously you can do the same thing you've always done. That we've talked about, which is to grab the opacity and maybe back off the look a little bit. So you have options. So let's try the violet, which is nice. And same thing with these all work. There's the greener. This is the one from Color Finesse. Gives you a little bit more of what I call like a filmic kind of effect on the shadows. But you can choose to use whichever one you want. So those are the tone monsters, and then let's get into the specials. These are kind of fun. There's a dense warm. You can see what that does. Ooh, that's nice. For some of you, boom, you're done. Drag and drop. Dense night, I like this one. I use this on most of my night footage. It's a silvery kind of effect. If you are using blue light, like a steel blue type gel on your footage, this really will really enhance your everything. And then the dense green, I like this one a lot too. Ooh, look at that. That's it's cool, man. All this stuff, easy drag and drop. These gradients, these are meant to be used with different transfer modes, but obviously, if you just want to create a little fog on your shot, there's gradient. There's a light blue, there's a royal blue, there's a deep warm. These are meant to be used in conjunction with other things, but you've got them. The grunges, so grunge is kind of almost like a crush, like not quite a bleach bypass, but kind of a split the difference between bleach bypass and normal gamma processing. Steel blue. I like these steel looks. You can see it's like almost like there's a filter over the lens that's just full of like almost like a fine metallic grit, and then steel dirt. And I've used these in other tutorials, and you guys have seen them. And to me, it's almost like somebody took the print, like a film print, and just laid it on the floor in the processing room and just walked all over it, and then put it back in the scanner and scanned it in. So it's kind of a cool look that you can use in conjunction with other things. These leaks are meant to be used with like on more outdoor sunny footage. You can see here that just kind of washes everything out, but it's meant to emulate like if you had an old 35mm SLR camera, and if you accidentally, just for a split second, hit that button on the side, and the film door would just open a crack, and you just really quickly slammed it shut before it could open all the way, but you'd accidentally expose your footage. You can get that look using these light leaks, and of course I'll have a tutorial explaining how to do that. Micmacs, this we talked about, you've seen it in the demo. It's a very yellow-green, almost a Jean-Pierre Genet kind of thing, and then this booster goes with it usually to give you a little bit more density. Some of the mild ones here, there's a lavender burst, nice and bright. Obviously, you probably don't want to use it on that setting, but you can mix it. We have a yellow burst, kind of the same thing, really bright yellow, and then a touch of blue-green, just a slight blue-green hint. The tech ones, I like these a lot. Here's the yellow wash, which turned everything yellow. Very, I don't know what almost like a yellow filter on the camera. Infrared, again, everything's red, like a red filter. And then night vision, I like this one a lot. It's like, ooh, now everything's gone to night vision. It's kind of blown out and glowy, and then the vignettes. And the vignettes, this is a heavy warm vignette, and when I put this on, you can be like, well, what the hell would I ever use that for? There's no vignette there. It's just a warm, blurred out version of the image. But if I come up here to my mask tool, ellipse tool, and if you have a layer selected, and you, whether it be ellipse or rounded rectangle or rectangle, whichever one you have, if you have it here and you double click it, it will automatically apply a elliptical mask to your footage. Come down here and invert, and then we're going to hit F for feather, and we're going to feather that out quite a bit. See, it's previewing how that feather is going to look. About 227 because we're in 32-bit, and then we're going to hit M for mask, then we're going to hit MM to bring up all the mask properties, and the mask expansion. Now I can bring that mask in a little bit. I I can bring it back by decreasing the mask expansion. I can increase it. I can layer these on one on top of the other. Let's say if I want to, I'm going to hit Command D and double this up, and then leave that one the way it is, and of course bring this one in. Yeah, we're getting really heavy now. Starting to get almost into like an effects kind of thing. And then lighten. Let's lighten this one up. Hit opacity and dropping it down. And then we'll back this one off, hit opacity, and drop it down a little bit too. There we go. There. There's a nice little vignette on your footage, and then of course you can add another adjustment layer, bring it down underneath. Let's go find our tone monster, the green one, the greener. Drag that in there onto the footage. There you go. Let's take a snapshot. You can see without the vignettes, and then without the greener. And for some of you, you do that. You get a couple of vignettes like that, a little tone monster, and hit render and call it a day. Come back when it's done rendering. Okay, let's get into the rest of the toolkit. We have, I'm going to turn these off so it'll stop rendering. Have the adjustments folder. Here that we have that three-way color corrector I talked about. Let's select all this, delete. Command A, delete. And Command A, delete. Okay, let's turn this adjustment layer back on. Actually, let's just get rid of that one. Turn the audition one on, so keep it straight. Okay, the three-way, this three-way does not default to do nothing. It actually has a preset on it already, which is a little bit of a, oh wait, we have our opacity turned down. Just a little bit of a kind of a grungy, almost magic bullet kind of look on it. But you can see over here, if you're used to working with Colorista or a three-way color corrector, I don't have color wheels, but what I do have is I have these hue offsets which are tied into these controllers here. So I can make the shadows, I'll just show you how to reset it. Just select white for everything. Do not hit reset, because I'll show you, if you hit reset, it turns red. It's just a weird bug. So now that's set to where the default is, and you can save this if you want. But for now, let's go ahead and do some, like if you're, this is almost like your color wheel. You have your color selector here. You can drag this around, find the color you want, maybe like a steel blue kind of thing, make your shadows steel blue, or that's your highlights. Make your shadows, let's get funky, kind of a dark green. Midtones you can leave them white, or maybe let's go like maybe a kind of a little bit of a warming thing, but not too saturated. There. Don't ever mess with these. In fact, you see this little symbol right here? It's not what that symbol doesn't mean. Don't mess with this, but just for reference, if you mess with these, the way this is wired, and in the tutorial, the mixer tutorial, I will show you how these are wired together. But this is wired together with expressions, and if you change these or accidentally hit reset or anything like that, your three-way will stop working. So there. Let's A/B it. Quick three-way color corrector. It's right there, three-way. Let's hit Apple A to select all and delete. Have a couple of exposure settings here. They're not really one stop and two stop, but you see it just dims the footage a little bit. It's just if you need to control your highlights. Density makes everything more dense. You got a minus blue, it'll suck some blue out of your image. Minus green, sucks the green out. Obviously, minus red, same thing. There's a shadow lift. Bring your shadows up, give you some detail in the shadows. We have the toner. And the toner, see, look at, oh wow, I guess we still have a vignette on here, don't we? That's why it's not affecting anything in the middle. So look at that. I added some toner to a vignette, give it an interesting look. Let's go in here and delete my mask. There. So that's not totally black and white. It's actually got a little bit of a grayish brown tone, and you can change that to anything you want. You can go here, almost get like a sepia. Let's go back to where we were, which was here, which is like a dark brownish gray. And then you can mix that too. So if you want to desaturate your footage or mute it, like this per se, but still maintain a lot of the color, you can do this, and you can either mix it here, or you can obviously mix it down here. And that's a toner. It's just for toning the footage, just toning it down without losing all the color. And then there's a toner with desaturation, which is complete black and white as well, but without any sort of gamma correction. Okay, let's delete those. Delete. And then the punches. I love these. Nice crush one here. This is a bleach bypass. Dang it. I'm still on 39. There we go. Bleach bypass. Wow, look at that. Nice and heavy, hard. You know, a lot of you will really like that one. Color Fist Zero. This, I'll have an entire tutorial on this one. Film grain, adds grain. The grain killer, we've been over grain killer 2. We'll cover when we get to the grain kill tutorial. Spectral enhancers, if you just want to see what these do, boom. This one's wired more for yellows and greens. I believe this one is reds and blues, or reds and greens. This one is for reds and blues. You see the reds really pop. And obviously use those in conjunction with other things like Color Fist Zero. We'll cover it later, but when you drag and drop this to an adjustment layer, nothing happens because nothing's been changed in the settings. And basically what this plugin will allow you to do is it's a much more complex three-way color corrector, very similar to Colorista. Okay, so utility. This is the mixer. The mixer you want to drag, well, it doesn't matter if you drag it to an adjustment layer, it's just going to pop up over here. You have all these slider controls. And I believe our next, or one of our next tutorials will cover how you use this. And then of course you have a custom folder. Now I have a custom folder, you won't have one initially, but let's go ahead and show you how to save a preset and create a custom folder. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to go to animation, save animation preset. Right now, you don't want to go to your ColorGhear Toolkit folder. You want to go one higher, user presets, and create. You're going to see like new folder, create custom folder, name it, and save it into the custom folder. And then you'll have a custom folder just like mine. And that's where you're going to save all of your custom presets and gears, and some of the gears that we create, some of the ones that I'll make available for download. Forgot to do our fixits. So here are the DSLR fixits. That's the first folder in there. Let's just drag these on so you can kind of see what they do. This is the original base. This gives the GH footage a little bit more of a film gamma to it. There's other ones with green kill in it because the GH2 and the GH1 have a tendency to skew towards green, and this will kill that. There's a green kill only if you just want to kill the green but you don't want to apply a cinematic or cinegamma type setting. There's settings for the 5D and a flatter version of the 5D, which will give you less contrast. Green kill only, cinegamma only. These will work with all your other cameras, your Nikons, your Canon cameras, your Pentax, Olympus. And these are mostly for the GH. And as you guys send me footage, 5D footage, 7D footage, Nikon D7000, whatever you guys have, as you guys send me that stuff and I get a chance to work with it, I'll be able to design fixes for your cameras as well. So email me at colorgear@gmail.com, and I'll give you my Dropbox information and we'll go from there. So that's the basics right there. In the next tutorial, we're going to cover the mixer. So we'll show you how to use that, how to set it up, and how to use it to color grade your footage. So until next time, happy grading.